Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Morning, Tyrone, bro. Good morning. Lots of strange candle wicks this morning. As we all know, Bitcoin is going pretty nuts. So a lot of the Bitcoin or everything, pretty much all the Bitcoin plays are going to be running today. Well, it's all just dependent on what Bitcoin does, obviously. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. I don't know if I will trade those because if Bitcoin goes down, those will go down. If Bitcoin runs, that follows. So it's just kind of a guessing game if you are trading the Bitcoin plays, although there is momentum with them, which is perfectly fine. But in terms of day trading, it's a little bit difficult because we know Bitcoin is very volatile and it will probably be the same with these trades as well. So there's a lot of them that are to be watched. There's probably about 10 of them. I wouldn't focus on every single one. I've narrowed down to at least 2 or 3, even 1 or 2. And then look for entries that way, because if you're trying to play all 10, you're probably going to miss all the moves. You can start chasing, and that's where you start to go all over the place. So in my opinion, I would just completely avoid playing all 10 of these trade or setups. I would focus on 1 or 2 possible, and then go from there. IREN is definitely one that is on watch for the Bitcoin plays. It has broken out. I mean, all the charts are pretty much like this. Pretty much all the blockchain plays are like this. So you'll see them all in a downtrend. If we look at Mara, same thing, right? Downtrend break. This one, this is pretty much the same thing as well. We have a downtrend, right? There's the break. So they're all going to respect the same thing because whatever Bitcoin's doing, it'll do the same thing. So this one here, 141 should be marked as a level for you for possible entries. You want a green candle close above that. If there is no green candle close above, I would not be entering the trade. These will probably be scalp trades if anyone does take these trades. I wouldn't be holding them for a long time. However, it's completely up to you how you decide to trade these today. This is Invo, pretty much a big sell-off since yesterday. I'm going to chart this one for you guys. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Has a purple break? No, I don't enter straight away, no. I use my strategy to look for entries then. So I don't just enter straight away just because of purple line. Like, these are just more for you guys if you want to enter those levels, but just because there's a purple line and I say on my Twitter that you guys, that's an entry point, obviously that means you can try and enter the trade. But for me, I wait for confluences. If it ticks my boxes, then I'll look for entries. But otherwise, I wouldn't be entering the trade. I'm not going to just jump in because it's above there, right? So there's a lot to consider just rather than just a green candle close above. So that's where you start to learn all that in my Discord. So on that, this looks good though. Invo is setting up for a breakout. 292% yesterday. This was pretty insane. I made 100% on this, which was great yesterday. So this is setting up for a breakout. I really like this trade setup at the moment. This is Invo. So this would definitely be on watch. I would put this on your guys' watch list. It is down 20%, but it did run 300% yesterday. So there's always going to be a pullback. Obviously, since it did run 300%, 20% pullback is pretty much nothing. So yeah, this one, I'm expecting this to break out on this trade. ASTI, this one's not really doing too much at the moment. No entries on this needed yet. Riskier entries are breaking the trend line. Safe entries are above 221 to enter on that. INM, this looks very good. This is simply just a momentum play. I mean, look, since it broke that 105 I gave to you guys on Twitter, I also gave it in the Discord. So this one was pretty good. I know a lot of people in the Discord did grab this one. Also, some people didn't because they didn't want to chase, which is great because I don't want people chasing. So yeah, this looks good. Can you buy Invo? You can buy Invo, of course you can buy Invo, yeah. You can buy it if you want. I mean, it's up to you if you decide to buy it. For me, I just wouldn't be entering now. It's too high from where I would have entered here 105. I didn't enter here, I entered a lot higher, but I didn't enter. The reason why I didn't enter here was because I didn't like these the price action on these candles. So that's why I avoided this. This is why I avoided this trade. So I entered somewhere around here. Trying to see if I can get some 10% or so on this. 173 break will be great. I'm up 7% on it right now. Sell some here. Just a quick scalp on that one. So yeah, I mean, you guys, of course you can buy it. It's completely up to you what you decide to do. For me, I personally just wouldn't enter around here. It's too high. Also, one thing you can notice, simply just based off technicals, look what's happening. Area of resistance, right? Before it was pretty much just going a straight bullish trend. Now we can see it's finding resistance. It is probably going to pull back, or it's going to just break to the upside pretty strongly. If you're looking for safer entries, I would look for a pullback to VWAP. Other than that, yeah, I'd just be chilling. Wouldn't be chasing it though. If you want to, keep max, I don't know, 5-7% stop loss. RNAs. It's up 12%. This chart doesn't look too good. I'm not really a fan of this chart, to be honest with you. 0.3. Is there a reason why it's up? Did it get some news, I'm assuming? We can just base it off just this 4-hour chart here. So there's a couple good things about the chart. First thing is that obviously it's breaking the downtrend. Secondly, it's found an area of support. Safe entries are above 0.4 in my opinion. So 0.4, you can look for possible entries. At the moment, I wouldn't be entering simply because it hasn't broken that downtrend yet. There's no candle above it. That's a wick. That's no entry point. You need to wait for confirmation. I'd definitely wait for 0.4. But yeah, it is up 14%, which is great to see. But at the moment, trying to enter isn't worth it in my opinion. Unless you like to set up yourself. This looks good. Falling wedge on this. This should break. Just don't like this price action on these candle wicks, to be honest. There's another A+ setup pretty much. I would enter within this wedge, so that means I would enter around now. If this was intraday, pre-market, I just hold off this. It just really depends. So this is LIAN. So LIN's bullish, so we expect this one to break out as well. What time frame do you support and resistance? It really depends what time frame. I mean, if I'm trying to scalp, I use smaller time frame. If I'm using larger, if I'm looking at the chart overall, what the price action's been doing over a few weeks or days or whatever, I'll use a larger time frame like the 4-hour just to get a good indication of the stock. So if we go to ASTI, for example, or let's use Mara. We're looking at the 4-hour chart, what's happening, right? We can clearly see that there's a huge downtrend, so that's bearish. But what happened is that obviously it's broken out here due to Bitcoin's breakout. There's the breakout there, so simply all I would do is go to a smaller time frame and then start to look for support and resistance levels here, and then that's how we'll try and look for entries on that. So it's kind of a top-down analysis, if you will. Not when I'm day trading though, I don't use that. CTXR. I'm not too sure about these candle wicks. Not my kind of chart, to be honest. Bearish, unfortunately. Just looking at larger time frame, bearish, right? Yeah, it is. Look like it's trying to break this downtrend, but I'm not too sure what these candle wicks are here. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this price action here. I'd wait for $1 break if I was trying to look for something on that. For those who just joined, if you can do me a favor and like up the stream, I would really appreciate it. And also some of you guys haven't subscribed, so if you could do that as well. Thank you very much. For this one, like I said at the start of the stream, I expect these Bitcoin plays to run. Obviously, it's really just dependent on what Bitcoin does. I haven't really done a technical analysis on this Bitcoin, so I'm not really too sure what's going on with it. I'm pretty sure it's just a technical breakout. It hasn't ran in a while. I don't know if there's any news or anything, but pretty strong uptrend. 35 break will send this thing pretty crazy as well. So, I mean, basing it right now off just the 10-minute chart, it is bullish. Why do I say that? Simply looking at the trend, right? You need this high, which is this 35,400 break on that. So if that breaks this level, then you'll expect the rest of the Bitcoin plays to run. But at the moment, I mean, Bitcoin's going to push up, and so will the blockchain stocks, which is Mara, Hut, Riot, and a bunch of others. You can look on Finviz and that to find out which ones they are. I also posted on my Twitter for which blockchain plays are there as well. But they're also in the top gainers at the moment, so keep an eye on them. INM, this one's coming down now. So VWAP is possible entries on this one. Where is VWAP? This green line right here. So we can see what's happened, right? It's been respecting the VWAP. That means that I expect it to pull back to VWAP and hopefully push to the upside. We're looking here on the 1 minute. It's got a falling wedge. So this might break out as well on INM. If you guys have any tickers or any stocks you want me to chart, feel free to post it and I will chart some for you. So this is the 1 minute chart. So this is obviously higher risk entering on the 1 minute chart, but this is a falling wedge. You do expect price to break to the upside. However, VWAP is more safe for entries if it does pull back to that level. CVM, this ran 41% yesterday. It's trying to push up now actually. What's the high of pre-market? So the high of pre-market is this level here, which is simply just 166, right? So if you guys need any help with charting, like the one thing I can help you with is very, very easy and simple to do. I would only do it on the pre-market runners. I wouldn't do it on any other plays because it's difficult. Simply just all you need to do is go on the chart and look at the high, mark the high. If it breaks that, then you expect bullish momentum, so push to the upside. So all I would do is simply mark the high, which is this 166, and mark an area of support, which is this 132. And then just see what the price does at open. So if the price breaks above that, that's great. You can look for possible entries. If it breaks below, that's where you start to look for pullback entries. So that's kind of how you can do that. Just a quick basic strategy. ICU, is this thing under $1 still, right? ICU doesn't look too great. Pre-market is up a bit. Well, it's down 1%, but still in a big downtrend, right? So simply just looking at this chart, Suresh, right? Look at it. So no reason to be entering this trade at all, right? Why? Yes, okay, you got a bullish engulfing candle. Looks like it's trying to reverse. That's great. Okay, but for me, I need more confidence. So I would wait for the trend line break. So it needs to break this 0.85, I would say. So 0.6 is your area of support. Let's just change these colors around. So this will be orange. You can put this as purple for possible entries. $1 is, just put that like that. And then these are your levels here. So at the moment, good thing is that this was a previous area of support, and now we can see it's held back at this level here. It looks like it is trying to reverse, so it might be a possible entry. I mean, it's higher risk if you did enter here. So, I mean, feel free to enter if you would like to, but for me personally, I would wait for 0.85. I know it's a way up, but I like to wait for confirmation. So ICU, so there's a possible reverse on this. ICU, you mind CLSK, Bitcoin, BTC basket, but slow moves compared to CLSK. Oh, I have it here. It's up 14%. No, this one looks good. I like this. So looking on a larger time frame, right, like the 4 hour. I literally just marked 4.91. So it breaks that, then hopefully it pushes. I would wait for $5 break because it's right next to that. Breaks $5, and you have room to 540, whatever this is, 545 I would put. But obviously this is dependent, right, on whatever Bitcoin's doing. So yeah, I mean, the chart looks good. I mean, it's just pushing simply because of Bitcoin. ATAI, very low volume on this play. I mean, if I'm looking at on the 4 hour, I mean, I think you can see right now what the chart is like, right? It doesn't look good. Even go to the daily, I'll give you a clear example. Look at that, right? So from 22nd, January or February 22nd, 2022, sorry. What's happened, right? So we can clearly see the first thing is what's the trend doing? Downtrend, right? So you don't want to be playing downtrends. You don't want to be entering within this level. You need to wait for a trend break. So break above this level, which is around 160. Now, if we go to a smaller time frame, we go to the 4 hour and just kind of analyze what's happening here in the last, I guess for the last month. We're starting to see an area of support, so that would be the main thing. So we can see 122 has been an area of support. That's a good sign. Honestly, that indicates there's a possible reversal coming. Still in that downtrend, right? So this is obviously the smaller downtrend within that major downtrend that I showed. You need to wait for this one. This is at 156. That's around that level that would be possible entries. So I would wait for this level here, ATAI 156, sorry. But at the moment it's just low volume. Good thing is that obviously it's found an area of support here pretty much since the beginning of the month, which is a good thing. So hopefully it does start to reverse if you are in it. But if you're looking for entries, I wouldn't be entering now because you're just going to hope that it's going to reverse. Of course it will, but I don't know when it will. So I would just personally wait for that trend line break for confirmation. Breaks that trend line, then you can trade that with much more confidence. So here's your ATI levels. I can put this level here as well. 137. But yeah, 156 safe entries above. So I'll even put that on Twitter so you can see it. So ATI safe entries above. ATI 156 break equals safe entries. All right, let me have a look at some other plays. Mara, let me have a look at Mara. Yeah, so Mara, look at it on a larger time frame, right? There was a big break I just posted. So Mara's here, look. Right, so we're looking on the daily. I know it's already up here, so the stock's already up here to 1017, but look at the daily. Excuse me, this is already broken out, right? So this was a previous area of resistance. I put 1017 because that was the high. You could put, what is this level here? 1045. So this was a previous area of resistance. It finally broke above. It became area of support. So it breaks this 1045, which it is pretty much doing. Well, it's heading towards that. If it breaks that, then you have 1275 and then you have 1390. But obviously, I'll keep repeating it all the time. These are sympathy to Bitcoin. So whatever Bitcoin's doing, you have to keep an eye on that chart. It's just very dependent on whatever that's doing, because if you're trying to enter this and Bitcoin's going down, it's very difficult to understand what's going to happen. So completely up to you what you decide to do, but I would, you're just kind of just playing the momentum on that, right? And there's the breakout on INM. Well, it's trying to. This is a bullish engulfing candle. Found an area of support here, so there's a couple of confidences here for me. But it's on the 1 minute, so this would be less confidence. I would, if this was on the 5 minute chart, then I would be a lot more confident with this trade. But since it was on the 1 minute, like I mentioned earlier, it's a lot more riskier, right? So I would personally just wait for this to pull back to VWAP, which is coming up pretty soon, I think. Yeah, VWAP's over here, so that's where you could wait for possible entry. This is an area of support. I guess we could put this as a psychological level, this 150. So we see that's become an area of support 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 minutes of support. It's not that much enough time for me to be looking for a strong area of support, although it does have those more than 3 touches. But I would personally use 5 minutes and above for stronger area of support. But it is setting up for a breakout. We do have a falling wedge. So it technically should break out, but it has around, 160%. So safe entries are around this VWAP simply because it acts as an area of support. So yeah, it probably will break out, but we'll see what happens. I'd rather wait for a pullback. I haven't really done a technical analysis on Bitcoin, but if I'm looking at it, the 4 hour, or we can do the 15 minute. This is the high, whichever that ran to the other day or yesterday. So there's your Bitcoin high. simply just playing the trend, right? You can see that it's been respecting this since since this morning. So I mean, it's pretty much doing that. If it loses that, then you expect it to come back down to this area of support here, 33,800. So 33,800, which is your area of support here. So that's the kind of levels I have. I don't really want to go into too much detail about crypto because I'm not really interested in it, to be honest with you. But same rules apply in terms of technicals. So steady uptrend, play if it bounces off there. If this comes down, Mara and them will come down. If this runs, they will follow, right? I'll be in here for a few more minutes and then I've got to head into the Discord since I am gonna be heading into that. So also I will send the link. Someone just sent me a thing on Twitter. This is the link here if you want to sign up for the Discord. Live trading is Wednesday through Friday. So Monday, Tuesday I trade. I still give alerts and everything, but I just don't do live trading. And then Wednesday through Thursday is live trading, where I just share my screen like this and basically give you guys entry, stop loss, same thing what I do every single day. ASTI, one thing about this, what I do like is that it's become an area of support here, this 148. I'm going to move it up to 150 because I like that psychological level better. So 150 is that area of support, so we can just do this quickly. So we're looking here. Right, so that's an area of support. I would wait for 175 break above. At the moment, I wouldn't be entering here. Yes, it is on support, but I would personally just wait it out. There's no reason to be jumping in. CLSK, is this a minor if anyone can confirm with me? I think it might be. I think it might be. Not sure if anyone did grab this LIAN, which I did mention that I expect this to break out. The reason is simply because it's in a falling wedge, right? What did I give it at? 246, what's it at now? 256, so what's that, like 4%? So yeah, so look, there's a falling wedge, pretty much A+ setup for me, what I usually take during intraday. I didn't take it during pre-market. I don't like to trade whilst I'm doing this. I don't really have as much focus, so it does look pretty good though. If it's respecting technicals now, hopefully it does towards open or at open. So we will wait till then. For me personally, this is a setup that I would usually take. You guys know, you see it all the time when I post my Twitter, right? Simply just a falling wedge. You guys can look that up on Google. You'll find out as well. What do you think of AIR? It had a crazy run yesterday. AIR? Re-elf? Oh, AIRE, you mean? That's right. Whoa, 1000%. What the hell happened to this thing? Was this an IPO or something? I mean, so like this, right? It's impossible to say what's going to happen. I don't know the technicals on this. Like, there's not enough price action. Like, I just marked the high and low. That's really it. For me, there's not enough price action to be... Yeah, you can't trade it. There's nothing I can do. This isn't... yeah, this is nothing. I would just avoid this for now. Personally, that doesn't fit my kind of setup. There's not enough price action for me to be looking for anything on that. So to run up 1000%, I guess that's the only kind of thing we could say about it. This INM is holding this 150. Let's see what it does. I don't really like these wicks, but the fact that it's holding this 150, it needs to reclaim this 9 EMA, which is this purple line. Reclaims that, it should push to the upside on that. Yeah, I assume there's IPO. Yeah, I personally don't trade IPOs. It's hit or miss, right? I don't really know what's going to happen with that. I like to play stocks that I can base something off technicals at least. All right, so I'm going to head into the Discord. I'll just go to my watch list and then I'll be done. So INM is obviously going to be one of my top watches, 150 area of support. Breaks below that, it's probably going to come down to this level here, 131. Mark the high of day, which is 173. ASTI, keep this on watch as well. It is an area of support. Personally, I would wait for 175 on this. LIN, I like this. It's respecting technicals. There's the breakout, which is perfect. Hopefully it does push up and break this 295 next. CLSK, I think this is a miner that runs with Bitcoin, so whatever that does, it'll follow, along with Mara, Wolf, and that. So Invo, keep this on watch as well. It is in a falling wedge. I do expect this to break out. It needs to hold 160 though. If it doesn't hold that, it'll come down to 143. If you guys do have any questions in regards to my Twitter, Discord, or whatever, you feel free to message me on Twitter because that's where I'm most active. I will post the link again for the Discord if you want to join. We have a couple that just joined, so welcome. And then if you guys want to message me on Twitter, I'll get back to you and then just chat as usual throughout the day. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Just remember, with Bitcoin players, I would be very, very careful with them because Bitcoin is going to respect whatever. I mean, the blockchain players will do whatever Bitcoin does. So, yeah, just keep an eye on Bitcoin if you are trading the Mara, Riot, and those lots. So, hope you guys have a great day, and I will catch you guys later and tomorrow. Thanks, guys.